get the honor and pleasure of introducing Arthur, but before that, there was a couple meetings ago where I had some really good books about climate change and global warming and a movie, and I had run out, and there were people who wanted to buy them. So I have them here. Dad started reading one of the books and agrees with it so far. So it really is, we are not done with climate change and global warming regulation here in California. So if you want to be armed with facts and good things to return to people who are trying to tell you, yes, you need to get off your land because you're causing global warming with your cows, these are great tools to have. The book is $10, the movie is $20, but if you want them both, you know, I'll sell them to you for $20. I don't get the money, they go back to the author and the producer. So anyway, you can come see me about this. All right. Last year, I was watching videos of some friends of mine in Southern California. In fact, I was saying, dang it, if I lived in Southern California, I would be so active every single day, because they started forming this super powerful, small but powerful group going to city council meetings all over Southern California. And if you can imagine what kind of traffic they have, how tasking, how much time per day these guys were just spending simply on the road to get from city council meeting to city council meeting. These issues were over road diets, which is, you know, less cars on the road and more bicycles. They were about climate change and global warming. I mean, you name it, the issues were there. And then it started to be about open borders. And so one of the guys who kept popping up was this crazy guy with this Make America Great Again red cap. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to meet this guy. So anyway, he was loud and proud, and I would describe as brave. I mean, he is with his phone in your face, recording you, and people are calling him names, and he's coming back gently with, really, let me put some common sense into you, or whatever, you know. He didn't say that, but that was like his return. So over the Sanctuary City thing, Arthur Shopper, our guest today, was really leading the charge. I spoke to his group. He was heading a Republican group. I came down and spoke for him, and as their keynote speaker that night, and he announced that evening that he was giving up his presidency of this club because he was going to go on a mission, a road mission, to stop. He had more things to do, and by holding this position, he couldn't get done what he needed to get done. So this was my first introduction, real live introduction to Arthur. So then I started sending him, added him to my email list, and I get an email back on my radio announcements. I only do it once a week. I only announce my show once a week. And I get an email from this guy, Arthur, saying, please take me off your email list. And I was like, oh my gosh, I send him one email a week, and he wants me off. He wants me to take him off the list. And he replies to me. I reply, and I'm like, okay. And he replies to me, Debbie, I get so many emails. This is not an insult to you. I have so much to do that I need to keep focused. So then I had him on my radio show. And Louise was listening to the radio show, and she was so impressed by what this guy was up to. We all say that we want younger, more active people in our fight, and that is Arthur. In fact, Arthur is so active. Did you know that he was on the Jimmy Kimmel show? And Jimmy Kimmel told him to shut up.
And don't forget what he called me after that.
What did he call you? What did he call you?
You a-hole.
Oh.
We just drove him crazy.
And this was over borders. And when he was invited, maybe you could tell a little bit about that story.
I will bring that up. I didn't think of it.
Okay, you will bring up that story. Okay, so I picked Art. So Louise said we need to have him in Siskiyou County. So and this, by the way, you guys, is Arthur's very first real speaking engagement. So he is so proud to be here.
Okay.
And hoping that this parlays into more speaking engagements for him throughout the United States, California, wherever. He does this on his own. He does not get paid. It costs him a lot of money to travel to save this state. So I know he's going to ask you for some help later on, and I say go for it, Arthur. He's a blogger, he's a writer, he's written for townhall.com, Canada Free Press. He's been on the Jimmy Kimmel Show over the Deferred Act DACA and illegal immigration. By the way, Arthur, I hope you tell us about all the security and the walls that Jimmy Kimmel has.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And he's on YouTube quite a bit with his friend Gary Galino, who is how I started hearing about Arthur and seeing this red hat and wondering, who is this dude? He's been kicked off of Facebook forever.
Yay.
He is, as you will know,
that is a badge of honor.
Super high energy. It's hard to keep him focused because his brain is going about 1,000,000 miles a second. He was a teacher, a tutor, he was a cashier, a checker. This guy, I've been around with him enough to know that he is a gift from God. He is a God-fearing, God-loving man. And guess where we went yesterday? As soon as we got here, Arthur had to do some blogging, but then we went to the Klamath River because Arthur wanted to see for himself firsthand what we've been screaming about up here. And we had an opportunity to talk about the fish and game directly, and I hope you share that too, Arthur.
Yes, okay.
These people will be really excited to hear what you heard from them. And then this morning at 8:30, Arthur was at the Board of Supervisor meeting on our behalf.
Yes.
And this is who this guy is. Not just for Siskiyou County, which the tears are because I'm tired of fighting you guys. So to have people in Southern California who are now fighting with us, it for me is kind of like I could breathe a little bit. So I say we send Arthur back south with messages from the north that they need us more than we need them.
That's right.
And that Arthur speaks on our behalf because we do not have a voice up here. So hang on, get ready, because this guy will not stop and he is high energy and has a lot to say. His presentation is all about igniting the grassroots. So he's speaking tonight, Louise, at 6:30 at what church?
Covenant Chapel Church.
Covenant Chapel Church. So it's another opportunity for you to bring friends to hear how Arthur, by the way, here's what Arthur says about him. He is not raising hell, he's raising heaven.
Yeah, that's right.
So with that, will you please welcome Arthur Shopper from Southern California, who flew all the way to Northern California for his first real live speaking engagement to hear about us and to get us involved in issues not just related to here, but in other issues too. And he's going to show a bunch of examples of how this state is winning. So,
yes.
Arthur?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. So it's already running. I just have to just keep holding it. Thank you so much. Okay, can you guys hear me okay? Yeah. How you guys doing today?
Here, Arthur.
Really? Is this it? How you guys doing today? Come on. Here we go. Thank you so much.
I told you, high energy.
To me, there is a lot to be excited about, and I have to go right to this. Didn't even think of bringing it up. There was a bill that was, can you hear me okay? Because I'm always loud and I don't know if I'm too loud or not loud enough. So, okay, there was a bill that was going to basically shut down all the homeschools in the state of California. I think it was 2967. I could be getting the numbers wrong. But just to show the power of grassroots, not just working within political parties, but working with organizations, with churches. This bill, you got Jose Medina tried to bring it up, and the cover for it was, there was a family out in the Inland Empire, and their kids were living in boxes because they were dirt poor. Last time I checked, being poor is not a crime. But they wanted to use that as a pretext to force fire inspections in homes for homeschools. Yes, this was happening, and then they were going to invade with the curriculum and bring a whole bunch of a regulatory burden, which would essentially stop homeschooling. There was such an outrage to this. There were lines that were spiraling around the state capitol. Jose Medina could not get a second to even get a vote on the bill. It died in front of everyone. So you need